Imagine traveling so far into the future that the Earth you know is nothing more than a distant memory. What would you see 10 quintillion years from now? Imagine standing at the edge of the solar system, watching as the sun reaches the end of its life. Over the course of the next few billion years, the sun will exhaust the hydrogen in its core, which fuels its nuclear reactions. As a result, the sun will begin to swell into a red giant, its outer layers expanding beyond the orbit of Earth. This expansion will increase temperatures on our planet to unbearable levels, eventually making Earth uninhabitable long before the sun actually engulfs it. As the sun reaches its peak size, it will likely swallow Mercury and Venus, and depending on how far it extends, Earth might meet a similar fate. However, if Earth does not get consumed, it will be left as a barren rock, scorched and devoid of life. The increased solar radiation will strip away any remaining atmosphere, turning our once blue planet into a frozen, lifeless wasteland. Beyond that, the gravitational forces of the sun will begin to weaken as it sheds its outer layers, causing the planets in the solar system, including Earth, to drift further away. This phase marks the end of the solar system as we know it, with no more vibrant life or familiar celestial bodies remaining in their familiar positions. In a more extreme scenario, the sun's expansion could push Earth out of its current orbit entirely, causing it to escape the habitable zone. The planet would eventually freeze, unable to maintain liquid water or life as we know it. Alternatively, the gravitational interactions in a dying star system could cause the planets to be flung into space, setting Earth on a path to eternal isolation, far from any star. As the sun and the Earth face their inevitable ends, the universe itself will continue to evolve. After 5 quintillion years, we will enter what scientists refer to as the heat death of the universe. This concept is based on the second law of thermodynamics, which states that over time, all energy will disperse and become uniformly spread throughout the cosmos. As a result, all matter will reach a state of maximum entropy where nothing can produce usable energy. This means that all stars will burn out, galaxies will slowly drift apart, and any remaining sources of heat will fade into nothingness. In this far-off future, the universe will continue expanding at an accelerating rate. Galaxies, stars, and all forms of matter will move so far apart from each other that they will no longer be able to interact. In fact, distant galaxies will become invisible to us as they move beyond the observable horizon. This expansion will continue to stretch the fabric of space-time, causing the universe to become increasingly empty. Even black holes, which are among the most fascinating objects in the universe, will eventually lose their power, slowly evaporating over trillions of years. After the last of the stars burns out, the universe will be plunged into a dark era. The once vibrant cosmos will be left with only faint traces of light, as the remnants of dead stars and black holes fade away. The universe will be a vast, cold, and empty place, with no new stars to light the way and no galaxies to offer structure. Time itself will stretch out endlessly as the universe quietly drifts toward an irreversible state of decay where all physical processes cease and no new events can unfold. The future of the universe, in essence, will be one of complete stillness, an uninhabited, dark void stretching across the vastness of space. As we travel further into the future, one of the most profound questions we encounter is whether life could persist long after the death of the sun and the collapse of the solar system. Given the immense passage of time, it is difficult to imagine any form of life surviving in its current, recognizable state. However, the possibility that life might adapt or evolve in unimaginable ways cannot be ruled out. In the far future, some speculate that human or alien descendants could exist in forms beyond our current comprehension, perhaps in symbiosis with advanced technology or in artificial environments designed to withstand extreme conditions. Artificial intelligence, in particular, presents an intriguing possibility. If human civilization were to develop machines or digital consciousnesses capable of independent existence, they might endure long after organic life has faded. These AI entities could adapt to the dying universe, finding ways to extract energy from what little remains, ensuring their survival in an otherwise cold and lifeless environment. On the other hand, many believe that all forms of intelligent life, whether human or alien, may have long since gone extinct, unable to survive in the extreme conditions of a universe approaching its final moments. Theories suggest that intelligence might have evolved in completely different ways, perhaps even beyond the biological realm, with entities capable of withstanding the universe's heat death. But even these forms might ultimately meet their end as energy resources dwindle and the cosmos fades into darkness. As we ponder life in such a distant future, we must also face the bigger questions about what remains of humanity and all the civilizations that ever existed. In a universe where everything has decayed or disappeared, could there be any traces of our existence? Or would everything we ever built, discovered, and created be completely erased? It is possible that in the far reaches of time, all physical evidence of human civilization will be lost. No monuments, no books, no artifacts to tell the story of who we were or what we accomplished. The legacy of humanity, along with the legacy of any other intelligent species, could become nothing more than a fleeting memory, erased by the relentless march of time. Philosophically, the very nature of time and existence would be altered in such a universe. In a place where nothing can grow, change, or evolve, what is the meaning of existence? If the universe continues to expand and everything turns to dust, will the concept of time itself become irrelevant? These questions challenge our understanding of purpose and legacy. It is possible that we will never know the answer to whether anything from our civilization survives, or if all traces of life are destined to vanish forever. The journey through time that we have explored is nothing short of staggering. From the end of Earth and the solar system to the final darkening of the universe, we have witnessed the potential fate of life and the cosmos itself over an unimaginable span of time. The vastness of 10 quintillion years stretches beyond human comprehension, and it serves as a powerful reminder of the fragile, fleeting nature of existence. As we consider the end of everything, we are left with an existential question. What does the future of the universe mean for our actions today? How does the knowledge that everything we know could eventually be lost influence how we live and what we strive to achieve? Perhaps the true legacy of humanity will not lie in what remains after we are gone, but in the choices we make in the here and now. The future may seem distant and unknowable, but our actions today shape the world we leave behind for those who come after us.